Stream is live.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
And
morning.
surprise, surprise, welcome our new co host of Cacao Conversations. We have Doris joining us. This lovely, lovely woman has stepped up to the plate with me. And because the show must go on. And, people have said, why don't you do it yourself? And I'm like, it's so boring to talk to myself. I'm not, there's those people that talk to themselves all the time. I'm not that person. I don't have conversations with myself. I do have conversations with other beings and whatnot, but I feel so blessed and so excited and happy that you have stepped up with me here, Doris. And what I'd love right now is can you take a moment and introduce yourself to our audience and
Sure. Happy to. Well, thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure to just share space with you, no matter if it's on the internet or in, our real life 3D, doing the things we do in the community. I love it all. So I'm happy to do it. Hopefully I will fill the shoes adequately of the previous co-host. She was so awesome. I have my little insecurity doubts, but her conversations are so
you're
beautiful.
going to do great.
So yeah, so try my best. Try my best. So okay, so as you know, my name is Doris. For those of you out there that I haven't met yet, virtually, I have been a friend of Julietta and I guess a spiritual walk with her for a long time now. I think it was 2008. I think we're going on 17 years or so. Yeah, as therapists together. She hired me. Best move ever. So we treated lots of patients together, and I joined her in the physical therapy world. And then I went to go teach, and I cried so hard the day that I had to tell her that I had to take another job. But anyway, circled back around and meant to be with my beautiful sister here in this capacity, because I think this is the thing that we both are moved to do and love to do. And I mean, I am grateful that you started this ministry. I'm grateful to Graciela as well. I think it's needed. I've been searching and a seeker for a long time, and I just don't, I don't want to say seeker, because I know a lot of us use that term, and that's all we're kind of wrapped up in is seeking. But I'm finding. I'm going to put it that way. I'm finding because, I grew up Catholic. My mom, devout Catholic, and she kind of introduced me to laying on of hands and healing and spiritual healing. So, being a therapist and with Juliet especially, she allowed space for that spiritual healing to kind of complement the usual physical therapy practices. So I was really fortunate to be a part of that. And so I grew as a therapist, but also in my spiritual walk, I started to evolve out of Catholicism, out of those ways, and kind of dipped my toe in all these other deities, religious practices. But, I knew inside me I had the divinity that I see now. So the evolvement happened over years, and that's why I feel like this is a time for me to give back. And I was cooking for a little while. So, when you're cooking, you're not so sure you have anything to share. But as we've been doing things together in the community, Body and Soul Ministries, I have seen that we have a lot to share. And we have a lot of people that want to share with us what we have discovered. And it's kind of taken one step and another step and another step, and being grounded in the truth that we know we have. And when we're grounded in the truth and support each other in that very similar truth, because collectively we do share such similarities in our truth. So when that comes together, especially our women in the community, it's special. So I'm happy to take this next step. As I know we have to alter the time this is given because of my job. So my 3D job, can't give that up yet, is teaching. I teach physical therapy at Kaiser University. So that's my 9 to 5, and it pays the bills. So so hopefully in the afternoon around 4 o'clock won't be an issue, but I would like to continue to do that at this time. So I'm excited. I'm ready to share and walk the walk and explore all the spiritual things that we regularly do together, live and in person, and see who comes to join us in this platform. This is what it's all about, is sharing our truth and support those who need our support or want to join our community and share their truth, and collectively get to a higher place. And that's what it's about. So
I'm so glad you're here. And I will share with our audience that I know that your biggest gift to humanity is your voice. And you've heard your voice, the sounds, so amazing. You're listening out there, one day you have to show up for one of her sound healings. They are so incredible. So you have this beautiful musical voice that heals, but I've called you the oracle in the past too, because so much words of wisdom come out of your mouth. And so I'm so happy that you're here to share that with our audience. And I'm looking forward to the magic that we create here. It's one thing that I've learned, and I spoke about this in my newsletter today, but change is the only constant that there is. And so I thoroughly loved having Graciela on the show. She was amazing co-host. And but things in life change, and we have to adjust and adapt. And so here we are. And this is, it's going to bring a new layer. I started with Allison, and that was one layer of the show. And it just evolves and keeps going. And this is wonderful.
Yes.
I think that we do have to, we're talking about change here. There's like one really big change in the screen for those that are watching. Yes, I did bring
Happy New Year. New year, baby.
New me.
That's it.
Just was feeling the need to be a little bit more witchy. Like, I think a lot of people will find this funny, but like purple hair was just getting boring. I needed something different, something new. And so this is it for now. And some people are going to love it, and some people are going to be like, "What the?" You do, and doesn't matter. I'm having fun with it. So
exactly, you wear it well, sister. You wear it well.
We'll see how long this lasts, but for now, I'm having fun with it, loving it. So this is it.
Love it.
So. Another big change that happened in our world. So many people out there know that I have a sweat lodge in my backyard. And, Chief Francisco has been leading these sweats for a long time. But over the past year and a half, we had a couple women-only sweats. We had, a woman from New York that was visiting that came in and did a woman's sweat. And we had another local woman that someone in her community was kind of in a healing crisis, and they needed to do a sweat. And so since this is our sweat, the women of our community was invited to sit and share with them. And it just became really, really obvious that we needed to have regular women-only sweats. And so we finally have a local woman who pours that will be leading women's sweat probably about once a month here. So if this interests anyone, reach out and we'll get you in the loop. But and I always say, love men. I speak often about how we need to lift them up in spite of what your history is with men. The only way to improve what's going on in this world is to lift the men up.
That's right.
But we as women get to take care of ourselves so that we are able to do that. And this women only sweat, there's just something so magical about it, so nurturing. And good morning, Cheryl.
Hello, Cheryl. Oh, wait, is that our Cheryl?
That's Cheryl.
Ooh, look at what I'm using. Our beautiful artist, Cheryl, made these, and the cacao mugs that or cups that she made for the community. She made white, and I asked her to do a cobalt blue for me, and they came out fabulous. Thank you.
So what are your thoughts on the sweat lodge that we had with the women? Like, first it was interesting because we had packed full house in there. It's been a while since we had
double row. Yeah, double row intense. If you're gonna, so for those of you that don't know, so we're sitting around, right? The stones, the grandmothers that come in to the sweat to pour water on, and so this circle ended up being a double row. And I mean, what I loved about it was these beautiful women have been doing this for so long. They're steeped in their practice. So it was a learning opportunity for me to see women do their thing and control the whole 9 yards, because I have not been, to a woman's sweat before. So this was enlightening for me. And the women that came in, they sang, they drummed, they had, and Drea is her name, that led sweat. She had some insightful, wonderful things to say to the women, especially. I mean, even with women's issues, when we talk about menopause and periods, okay? But, those are the things that, just specific to us, our femininity needs addressing. And so it was really a different culture for me to understand how they, incorporated the things that happen to the body and their femininity. And the music was beautiful. I mean, it is all in Spanish. I'm going to have to brush up on my Spanish a little bit to understand all of what's going on. But, the frequency comes through. The intention comes through. All the love and the healing of the world is being spoken and sang. And it really, lifts us all inside this womb that we call it, in a very divine feminine way, which is really what we need. Supporting ourselves, therefore supporting the men and the masculine, because I think that's why we come together in those ways as women, so then that we can go out as individuals and have better relationships with our men. When we feel we need that support, we're kind of, taking that divine feminine support with us as we go out into the world, because, we just can't all live in the womb with women. But anyway,
I'm like,
so
it would be nice for a while, but then we need to break out.
Right. The children were there. That was another thing that a new experience. Sorry to interrupt you. I thought, wow, what was she, like 1 year old, sitting in the sweat? So the ways that they are doing is instilled in them from the get-go. And that baby sat through 2 rounds. I was pretty impressed that she did. She sat through 2 rounds. And yeah, there was a little whine and a little crying, but they knew when it was time for her to leave and, get out and be free. But she sat and sweat. So I was really impressed with that. And that mother held her, the whole time and didn't even bat an eye. And the rest of the community, as it takes a village, right, to raise a child, the village was there and you could see that community. Yeah. So it was beautiful.
And I don't know if you're aware, but it's not uncommon for them to give birth in a sweat lodge. Wow. And so they're special lodges designed just for that. because obviously you need special space for that process to happen. But
For
it
sure.
is not uncommon for people who follow those ways to actually give birth inside the sweat lodge.
Yeah,
Um,
makes sense.
and in many ways, I can see like how nurturing that would be.
Oh
And yeah. But the other thing about this
yeah.
is, I was like, what's that sound? It's my cat.
It's okay.
Um,
Hi.
but yeah, Merlin always has to make his presence known
Well,
during the podcast. But one thing that is so important for me right now, like traditionally religion is one of those things that has really divided us. And also honestly taken people's power away from them.
Yes.
Really on this mission for people to take their power back.
Yes.
And recognize that there is something positive in every path, but no
Yes.
path is 100% right, and no path is 100% wrong. But when we can start like unifying, and so it's been so beautiful that I think it's especially the energy of Chief, who's leading our sweat, but we have such a diverse group of backgrounds coming in for these ceremonies. And one of your favorite words is unity, and that is a space where we truly experience unity.
Yes.
And I know it's been a challenge for some of them in the community, because of the history, especially the history of the United States and everything that happened to the indigenous people here. But one thing I do know, like, is if we as humanity are going to move forward, we need to recognize that no one way belongs to any one group of people. And recognizing that it doesn't matter what color, what nationality, what anything you are, we are all one. And when we can share the beauties of each of our cultures, and instead of like owning it and saying, this is mine, it's not yours. No, everything is all of ours. And let's share the beauty of everything with each other.
That's right.
And our sweat lodge community, I feel like, is really a space where that is happening.
Yes.
And and it's what Body and Soul Ministries is about. It's collecting from everywhere what really brings us to truth, and owning our sovereign divinity, and just experiencing the beauty and love that is out there. And it is our birthright. And so we can end this ridiculous suffering that's out there.
100%. There is that. I'm glad you said that. Yes, I do love that word, unity and oneness. And when we come to that spiritual truth, we could see the thread. Hi, Merlin. Hello, beautiful. So we can see the threads throughout each. So cute, cuddly. The threads throughout each of the deities, the doctrines. I mean, if you look for those things that brings us unity, unification, or oneness, you'll find them. But if you look for the differences, right, the divisiveness that can happen, I mean, you'll find that too. But it's, the interpretation that we give each thing that comes our way in a spiritual presence, we know what kind of feels just wonderful, brings us to a vibration of love, right? Brings us to a vibration of acceptance. So, as long as we focus on that truth, we can enjoy each and every experience that all the people on this planet have to offer. So I love that Chief Francisco has welcomed all of us and taught, because he taught Julieta to pour water. And, we're not from the Lakota traditions, and he is opening that up. And I think that he gets it. So when our spiritual leaders get that to be inclusive is where we need to go, not exclusive. Not, okay, if you don't learn this in exactly the way we do it from all these years, and then you can't. And you have to practice this in so many. It just reminds me, sorry, I just went back to my Catholic traditions. It just reminds me of saying 10 Hail Marys and 10 Our Fathers. And if you don't do it in this way, and this, on your knees and all that, it's like there's just so much of that we need to let go of. And when we find the peace in the practice, we find the love and the lifting. So, yes, sorry, I'll stop talking now.
When you got good things to say, you don't need to stop talking. So, and I'm sure we'll talk more about this in future episodes because, the Sweat Lodge has become so much a part of this community, and I've loved seeing it grow and new people coming in and new people just embracing what comes from that. Mm-hmm. And, but I also want to talk about Sunday, that our cacao ceremony and sound healing with Doris. And I'm so glad that you've opened yourself up to sharing that gift with the world, because it is so incredible. And it also, language is so limiting. And, over all of my years of being in the healing realm, like I understand and know and feel that everything is just frequency, vibration.
Yes.
And yes, when we speak, we are putting frequency and vibration out there, which is why I always say, be careful with your words, because, we don't spell words for no reason. We spell them because they are spells. So whatever you are putting out there, you are creating. But when you are there doing your healing with your voice, it is in such a pure frequency level. Like, I just want to say, like, there are no words to accurately describe what that experience is. And, to see the faces of the people afterwards and just, they're in a state of bliss and gratitude and joy. And so it's been such an honor and pleasure to witness this coming forth from you. But I'm wondering, what do you have to say about the experience of that as the one who is offering that?
Yeah. It surprised me a bit when it first started, but, and I have to thank you. I have to thank our sister, Sarah, for bringing me on this path to experience my own voice. I've been, I think, working on this chakra specifically, and my voice for 20 years. I don't know if you remember the gift you gave me like 15 years ago, right? From Melissa Potter, very talented artist who drew that exact chakra breaking open it was kind of like like a pointed, almost spear. And I didn't think much of it at the time, but I could feel a presence of me breaking open and blossoming. And that really took, an exponential expansion. There's exponential expansion the past couple of years. And, and I do have to attribute it to plant medicine as well, because it really helped me to be grounded in that truth. I am divine. The divinity is within me. And when the voice started at that time on that journey, I heard something I had never heard before come out of me. And I said, that's it. That's the key. And I can feel it in my body rise. The vibration changes in my body when I tone. So as much as it is for everybody else, it's for me too. It's such a gift for myself to be feeling that, and then to be delivering this vibration and frequency, and also for the recipients. Nothing's more gratifying to me than seeing, as you said, the faces around that circle on Sunday. I mean, the presence, I could just, we sit there, and between the cacao and the sound, we're at another level than when we began. We're enjoying that vibration and frequency so much, and sitting in it, and the presence of it. Like, nobody wants to get up and move and go back to their life.
Can we just sit in this bliss forever?
I know. I'm like, I just want to stay here. So, I enjoy it so much. I feel that's what I'm meant to do. And I felt in the past couple of years, since I've been incorporating sound into my practices, because I've been doing energy work since I met Julieta, and we've been doing it as a healing practice for so long, that now that I have the sound to put with it, it's just taken it to a whole nother level, because the vibration that I can feel and deliver to the body that is in front of me, no matter who it is or what's going on, it's like we introduce a vibration of healing so that we can facilitate the healing in the person who is requiring it or needing it or seeking it. So we don't do anything but, sit in the presence of a higher vibration and frequency. And so if that's what's doing it, it's my voice. And it's like, when you've done this before and you're talking about other lifetimes and where you've been, and when you look for it, it's like, wow, this is so familiar. This is so,
Yeah.
What took me so long?
So many deja vus. Yeah.
What took me so long? The karaoke queen has left. That was in my 20s. But we're taking it to an important place now. This is what my voice was meant to do, not, in a bar after shots of tequila.
And, like, that was just part of the journey to get you where you are today. So no judgment on it. It's all, everything that we did. And, I have also many times been in the space of like, I should have been doing this sooner. I should have been doing this sooner. Or I'll have a client that will come in and say, oh, I wish I had met you 20 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, but 20 years ago, I was not this. Like, I would not have been able to help you in the way that I'm helping you today. And so, we know this, but everything is happening exactly when it's supposed to happen. So even if we were doing what we're doing now, if we were doing it 20 years ago, like, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been received the same. It wouldn't have been delivered the same. So it's exactly where and how it's meant to be. And,
exactly. You got that right. Just so that, what time do we have? Well, it's 9:30. Just one thing I want to say, because you just said the right timing and the way it's meant to be. And, right before I became a therapist, I had this pathway in my mind, because I wanted to go to the Barbara Brennan School, and just, go that route of just do my energy work and understand her process and do this bachelor's degree, or do I become a therapist? And I chose the therapist route because I said to myself, nah, I can't make a living doing that. Oh, the world isn't ready for that. I'm not going to be able to support myself. And I had to take this other path. So it's like you said, it's all in the timing, and also the timing of the collective, the timing of the recipients around you. Because if you don't feel you're going to be supported in that, maybe it isn't the time. But now is the time. So I'm glad that we're following that, and we're diving in with, both hands head first, and we're not stopping, because we feel it. It's the time now. It's the time. So.
Absolutely. And, and it's not just us feeling this, like when you're out there in this community, like everybody is feeling the shift and the change.
Yes.
And even like talking to people who don't have the awareness, by talking with them, you realize that they are also, they're feeling it. They just don't know what they're feeling, and they're not, they don't have the label for what they're feeling, but
Mhm.
it's everywhere. I see it everywhere, and
Yes,
it's beautiful.
it is beautiful. It is. It's a beautiful process to watch unfold. I love it. I love it. So,
Yes.
yeah, so good. Yay.
So anyway, I think this is good for our first
Okay.
show.
All
So
right.
awesome having you here.
Thank you.
And just to reiterate to everybody, um, with change we have a change in schedule. So, and I'm about to sneeze. We're going to be going live at 4 o'clock on Tuesdays now instead of 9 o'clock. So um, shift your schedules. You know, if you we're putting it on your calendar to remember to listen. And you got some kudos there, Doris. Great job.
Yay.
And so, and as always, you know, had opened this up before, and we've gotten some comments in the past that help structure the shows. But if there is something, some topic that you would really like us to speak to, send us a message. And you know, Doris and I can babble for years on end, I am sure. But if there is
Pleasures.
specific that you would like to hear us speak about, like reach out, let us know. We'd be happy um, to
Absolutely.
support what your needs are out there. That's what we're here for. Yeah, sometimes it looks like we're just here for ourselves, just to sit and talk, because we can do that. But yeah, reach out and let us know.
Okay.
I'm excited this weekend. I am leading our next women's retreat. And so I'm sure
Great.
next show I'll have tales to tell from
Yes.
uh, the amazingness that transpires over the weekend. I'm super excited about this, and yeah. You got
Good.
anything else? Any final thoughts, Doris?
No, I just want to thank you. This has been fun. A lot easier than I thought. We just chit
I
chat.
told you. I
I
told
know
you.
it's all those jitters, those performance
Oh,
anxiety jitters. But no,
yeah.
this has been a lot of fun, and I think the future is gonna be just as fun, if not more. It's gonna, I'm looking forward to the transcendence that we create.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
thank you so much for inviting
Thank
me.
you. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening. We love you, and I wish you a magical day.
Yes.